Hi, this is Sherry, your personal trainer. I'm on my way to visit a friend who is 99 years old. We call her Butchie, that's her nickname. And just going to see her. She lives about an hour away, so I'm on my way. And while I'm going, I figured I would do the Christmas tag. I know Palm Springs Cindy and AbFab also did this tag, so I thought I'd join in. So I will answer the 10 questions about Christmas. The first one, and I don't know if they're in the correct order, but the first one is, when do you start getting excited about Christmas? For me, it's probably about Thanksgiving. I know Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, everybody starts shopping. So that starts getting me ready for the Christmas season. To me, that's the official kickoff, if you ask me. And I don't necessarily go shopping on Black Friday. I think I did it once. I got up at like 4 a.m., went to the local, I think it was Target. That was 20 years ago I did that. And got to the store and there were no shopping carts because it was so darn busy. Did I ever receive an advent calendar? Yes. My mother is German, so my grandmother from Germany would send us an advent calendar every year. And it was so exciting to open the little door behind the date and find another piece of really good German chocolate. So yes, advent calendars were a big part of my life growing up anyway. What was your favorite Christmas movie? I would say Miracle on 52nd Street. I think that is my favorite. I love the whole city atmosphere, and I just love going to New York City or my Philadelphia for the holiday season. There's something about being in the big city that is just gets you in the festive atmosphere with all the people dressed up and ready to party. My favorite song is, that's an easy one for me. It's Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen. I'm from New Jersey, so Bruce Springsteen has always been my favorite. He really represents who I am with his music, and that song in particular, you can just feel his Christmas spirit when he sings, especially the part where he sings, Santa will bring Clarence a new saxophone, and God rest his soul, Clarence Clemens, he was in the band, and we lost him several years ago. He passed away. I actually met Clarence at a bar one time where he was performing, and he sat down right next to me, just innocently talking with me, and what a sweet gentleman he was. And it's so sad the world does not have him as a person or a sax player anymore. Now, much warmer. Okay, funny Christmas memory. I remember going as a family to Florida. We drove to Florida, and we had a great big Lincoln Continental with a huge trunk, and my brother and I were very concerned that how was Santa Claus ever going to find us if we were away at Christmas time. But I remember we stayed at a small family-run hotel, and which was a lot like I grew up in a motel also. And I remember getting up in the morning at the motel. It was Christmas morning in Florida, and we thought, gee, now what happens? And my dad said, all right, we're all going to go to the lobby at the hotel because they said there's something there for us. And I remember we walked into the motel lobby, and there were all our gifts under their tree in the lobby. So my brother and I, are in our pajamas, and we're sitting there tearing apart all these gifts, and a few of the other guests came out to watch us. And that was just, I do remember that Christmas in particular. Now, Christmas morning, what do I remember about Christmas mornings? Again, we grew up in a motel, so our Christmas mornings were very different. We had a tree in our motel lobby, so every Christmas, my brother and I would get up probably around 5 a.m. and go out to the motel lobby, and we had a great big window in the front where the lobby was, and my brother and I would be on the floor tearing apart the gifts in our own motel lobby. And I remember several times looking up away from the gifts for a second, and there were, some of the guests were peeking in at the windows, taking pictures and smiling and laughing at my brother and I. And my brother and I could care less. All we knew was there was a bunch of gifts there that Santa Claus had left for us, and we were happy about that. Christmas traditions For me, growing up, I had an Italian godmother. So we went to her house Christmas Eve, and we did the 7 fishes. And I remember that was very special, and I will always remember going to her house every year. I know my brother and I did not care for all the fishes, but we did eat the shrimp and scallops, I think. What was the best Christmas gift I ever got? I think it was brand new snow skis from my husband, Jeff. That was pretty exciting. So, and I remember he also had an envelope inside the ski box with like $300 cash. And most women might be insulted by getting cash for Christmas, but I loved it because he said, I didn't know what else to get you. I knew you needed skis. So I figured I'd give you cash and then you can go buy whatever the heck you want. And I can't remember what the heck I bought with the cash, but I know it was kind of fun having that, crazy fun money to deal with. Did I have a fake or real tree? Well, growing up, we had the good old-fashioned silver tree, and that was the one that was in our motel lobby. And it was a silver tree. And one day I'm going to have a silver tree again just for fun. My husband has to do real trees nowadays or nothing. He's very adamant about that. But the silver tree was actually beautiful because when you squinted your eyes and all the lights were on, everything reflected. So a silver tree was from my childhood, and I am not ashamed of it. And last but not least, a memory about Christmas dinner. Well, it was always at Butchie's house. Lots of people, there were usually about 20 of us who went to her house. She always had this very large house and a huge beautiful tree and a huge beautiful table set, and we all gathered there Christmas night to have a beautiful dinner. And it was always the same people. My godmother was there and her family, and there was always a good time. And I remember they had this hockey game. It wasn't air hockey, but it was this big thing you put on the floor that came with 2 hockey sticks. And I remember we kids would be on the floor playing this hockey game. We would play this thing until our knuckles were bloody, I remember. And we had so much fun playing that stupid game, but it was really a good time. So those are my Christmas memories. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. It's very emotional for me, especially this year, because I am going to visit my 99-year-old friend who had such a big part of my life. So it's nice to still have her around, that's for sure. All right, Merry Christmas, everybody.